Welcome on board, welcome back to the channel. Today there will be two readings to choose from, and the first reading is about the color red. So maybe for some of you, you are dreaming about the color red. I brought some of my cards here to show you different red colors. It could be the ruby color, it could be the scarlet red, the rose. Take the numbers with you if you feel that you resonate with them. It can be burgundy red, and it can be about your first chakra, which is also a reference back to the red color. Now here with the camera it's showing more like an orange, but it is red. So this color is something about, or the first reading is about your dream state. What do you dream during nighttime? What are you dreaming about? What you want to do in your life? Is there something particularly that you have always been dreaming about but have not yet realized it or manifested it? Or is it about you feeling that you are experiencing something parallel to your everyday life, where you are taking stock of where you are? I mean, you know when you're shopping, and you know when you're among friends, and you know when you're at work, but it's like there's something going on a parallel note with all of that. It's like sometimes it can feel like being a zombie, right? That we are just in slow motion, or we're in our own world. So this is very much pointing to your dream state. And also this refers to, I'm being shown also a telephone, a red telephone, perhaps maybe a stationary, or a a stationary telephone, or a mobile phone, or it could point to maybe a red computer, a red iPad, something like that, something about communication which is got to do with the color red. And also I'd like to say that the color red could point to your happiness, your physical body, your safety zone, your roots, your background, your home. How safe, how secure do you feel at this time? And also for some of you, it will be very important about your body right now, that maybe you're feeling some kind of physical discomfort, or maybe the opposite. And then this is also, since the telephone is showing up, this has got something to do with answering the call. So for some of you, you're about to make a phone call that's extremely difficult or important, or you are about to receive a call or a message, either through speaking or writing, or maybe through random people you meet in the street, something like that, something that is about your safety zone, your comfort, or perhaps lack of the same in your life. So that will be for the first group. So if you resonate with that, you just hit the first reading. There are timestamps down below. Now for the second group, I will pull some charms to see what's showing up here. So that would maybe be some items or some stuff going on, physical stuff that is kind of a headline for what's going on in a particular area of your life right now. So let's just hit the charms and let's see what's showing up here. And let's begin by looking at these. First of all, the heart, harmony, two parts coming together, frequency, vibration, sound, something like that. And of course love. And again, the color red maybe, so for some of you, you might want to check out both readings. But here's the swan, something graceful, something about taking it easy, just going with the flow, seeking the grace of things, being at peace. The white color could mean something for you as well. Let's just pull some more. And maybe you don't resonate with all of the items here, but just go with whatever you feel that feels right for you. So let's just pull the last ones here. Okay, we have the golden thread. Don't know if you can see it here. So there might be some golden relationships, a golden connection, something like that. We have the umbrella. Alongside, it was like stuck to this triangle, red triangle, like maybe danger up ahead, or maybe it's a symbol of fire, the fire signs in astrology. It came out like this. And then we have the umbrella, maybe prepare for some rain. And then again we have the heart. So there is an underlining of frequency right now, and balance and harmony. And then we have the cross. Maybe it's time for taking some more responsibility. Crossroads. It's time for something. Times are changing. I don't know if you can see it here. And maybe something about being the fifth element. How do you come across the four elements? How do you make the four elements work together in your life? So I will just show you the items here again. Maybe you want to pause the camera and have another look, just to sit and reflect on which reading is your reading. But these are the items coming out here for group 2, and there are timestamps below. Thank you so much for tuning in, stopping by, subscribing, liking, sharing, and donating to the channel. So I hope you will enjoy the readings, and I will now begin by reading for group number 1. Enjoy! So welcome to those of you who chose to go with the first reading and these cards. And let's begin by pulling some I-Ching cards here. Let's see what's going on in your dream state, however it may present itself for you. Okay, so we have 2 cards out, and just go with the numbers and the drawings on the cards wherever you feel they are leading you. Here we have card number 23. I will just read a little bit on these cards afterwards when we have had a look at both of them. So card number 23 could be important. And we have card number 57. Card number 57. And if you feel that the text I'm just going to read in a bit resonates with, that you resonate with both of the texts, you just go with both cards. Okay, so let's have a look at the first card, card number 23. And let's see what it says. This is called Po. It's like splitting apart. It's like above we have the mountain, and then below we have the earth. Earth pushes the mountain. Splitting apart brings ruin. The earth is supportive. The mountain is stable and strong. The image of the earth pushing up against the mountain is like a split caused by earthquake. The stability is compromised such that the mountain itself may fall. The situation is ruinous. The wise person will remain still and quiet until the danger passes. and then let's read for card number 57. It's called the Sun, the penetrating wind. Above we have the wind and below we have the wind. So this is wind and wind. Ceaseless winds, small changes over time. Wind has no form or substance, yet over time it shapes even the hardest stone. It penetrates and wears down the creations of man as well as nature. These changes can't be seen from day to day, only over the vastness of time. So too, lasting influence over the people requires time and ceaseless small efforts to overcome suspicion and mistrust. Proceed with gentleness. Okay, so that I feel really that these two cards actually go very well together. So it's about slowing down and proceed with gentleness. Also patience could be a word for some of you out there right now. So these could be numbers 2, 3, 5, 5, 7, 12, 1, 2, and 3. Maybe some of those numbers are resonating with you. So let's pull a card for the heart to look a little bit more at what's going on with our most important organ in our bodies right now. The heart is really reacting to sound and frequency and vibration. So the heart is very important. So for some of you may feel a little restless also. But here we have card number 26. Let's just see if the camera wants to. There. It's the recovering heart. Recovering heart. And this card says, step onto the road to deeper healing. Okay? So that seems to be a theme out there. And again, we have here the color red. So the color red is really important for some of you out there. Let's pull some animal totem cards to see, just to keep us grounded here at this time. What is it that we really need right now? Let's see what's showing up for us. Maybe some of you are surrounded by animals, then they will play an important role for you at this moment in your life. Okay, so we have two cards out. Now the first card is card number 21. Dove Spirit says be peace, alongside with the I-Ching cards. Be peace. If we want peace in our lives, we must be peace. And as I'm doing this reading, we are in Leo season, and you can see how this dove is carrying its own crown. Leo is very much about being the own star of our lives, making creative decisions, making sure that we also play and have fun in life, and that we use all of our gifts and talents. So be at peace. And then we have card number 59 coming out here. Starfish Spirit, open to infinite possibility. Okay, so maybe you want to add these numbers as well. But starfish, again back to Leo season, being the star of our own lives. Okay, so open to infinite possibilities. There's something about opening up now to more willingness to move through new beginnings, new portals, new doors that are opening up, maybe something that we haven't tried before. Let's pull some tarot and see what's coming up in here. So maybe some of you are dreaming about hearts, the red color, telephone, or the dove, or the starfish. Or maybe you are dreaming about animals underwater that lives in water, or birds in general. So let's see what the tarot has for you here. But also that changes do not come just from one day to the other. Maybe sometimes things are speeding up. Yes, of course they do, and sometimes they're slowing down. But I think that for most part, we resonate with change over time. That the deepest changes in our lives, they have taken many years or many months, but definitely not just few hours. We have the Hermit in reverse coming out here, talking about staying in our cave, that we don't really want to go out there and face the world. We are looking for new beginnings, and we are becoming a little bit restless. Maybe we don't sympathize with the outside world. We can become a little bit misanthropic here. Not that we absolutely hate everything around ourselves or outside of ourselves, but we have a difficulty keeping our peace here because we are very restless. We just really want to go out and search for something new, but it's like there's something here that isn't ready for that yet. Again, we need to work on patience. And it's like we need some answers before we can move out of our caves again and move on forward on our spiritual path, looking for answers in life and being curious, following our calling in life. It's like there's something missing here, and I feel that the missing part is actually the part of ourselves that embrace peace, that embrace openness 100% without judgment. That we also still need to recover from whatever it is that we have been exposed to, or that we've been going through, living through. This could be Virgo energy, so if you want to check out your chart, maybe you want to tune into the area of Virgo. If you have any planet positions there, they might be important to show you how you can find peace with yourself, how you can find your calling in life. Okay, let's pull some cards, more cards here, and see what's coming out. So we have 2 cards now from the major arcana, so big energies that are going on here. Card number 3, the Lady, which is also the Empress in the original tarot. But the Lady, normally she's like this, the big mother, fertility, new beginnings, clarity, we know where we're going. But it's like this is a rough, tough birth. This is where we can, no way we can give birth to this child in a natural, normal way. And it needs to go fast, and it is discomforting, but it is to assure the arrival of the baby into the world. It is to make sure that both the mother and the child is kept alive. So something definitely about maybe sustainability here. How do we go around that in our lives? Again, back to the red color. How happy are we? Are we feeling discomfort in our bodies? And I definitely feel that here, because there's also the healer here with the Hermit. And there's something that is off, something that has not yet recovered. And maybe with Virgo energies, we need to eat much more from nature, fruits and vegetables, drinking more water, and try to go more into the natural circuit of things. because there's something here in the birth canal that is blocked. There's something new that cannot come out here in a natural way before we find our peace. And maybe to find peace, we need to open up to infinite possibilities. Okay, there are perhaps a different way to give birth to something in our lives here. There is another way to go around the word fertility. We need to be open to other possibilities here. And infinite possibilities. So like something is blocked here that we need to recover from. Major energies where we need to switch on again. Healing, the bottom healing in our lives. Card number 9, card number 3. Again, maybe some of those numbers may be important for you. Okay, let's look at the two last cards that are coming out, and they are from the Minor Arcana. And here is a specific reference to our physical bodies and our materialistic lives. So money, job, accommodation, again structures, routines, and our physical bodies. Muscles, scenes, bones, hair, skin, nails. How does it all look? We have 2 of Pentacles coming out with 6 of Pentacles here. So 6 of Pentacles could be a reference back to Virgo that rules in the 6th house. So maybe you want to go check out where you have Virgo, or maybe even your Venus, and where you have the 6th house in your chart. Because that's where we find the healer calling in our lives. Also about our health and our work. Giving to others just because we can. We don't ask how much is there something in it for us. We just give it because we can. And 2 of Pentacles is talking about, could be a reference to Taurus, the 2nd house, that is about our self-sustainability. How well do we give or bring things to ourselves to make sure that we can stand up and go around in the world being us? Do we have enough to eat? Do we have accommodation? Do we have a job? Do we make money? How do we keep things going for ourselves so that we have something to give to others? We need to have something to give to others. But first of all, to be able to do that, we need to give to ourselves. So how well is that relationship in our life? How well do we bring things to ourselves, or how well are we aware of how we are giving to ourselves before we give out to others? And yet sometimes we may feel we don't have anything at all, we can barely make it through the day, and yet there is something or someone knocking at our door, standing on our doorstep, asking for our assistance. Should we then say no? Well, that's up to ourselves. But sometimes we can be asked to give where we feel we barely have enough to ourselves. But that's life. And that's definitely life as it is right now on Earth. We are being called, maybe more than ever, to assist other people as well, even though we do not have millions in our own pockets. Okay? So major energies here coming out. Now the funny thing is that when I was preparing for this, or just when I was about to, I have a couple of dices that I throw every day to see what is the day, what is today going to bring. And actually I hit 2 and 6. Okay, so back to this Taurus Virgo thing, and also I pulled a couple of cards, and they were all Pentacles cards. So there's definitely something about this reading that is pointing to how well do we keep ourselves going in life, and how well are we actually aware of giving some of it to other people. Okay, so let's have a look at the bottom card. We have 8 of Swords going on here. Okay, so we may feel a little bit imprisoned here. Here we are Here we have everything to do with the swords cards are pointing to the air zodiac signs, so it's about communication, thinking patterns, it's about speaking or writing. And here we feel that we definitely have to defend something here. There is something there's something here where we feel overlooked, overheard, something that we need to mentally or verbally need to confront or defend. There's something here where we feel that we are mentally perhaps in prison. But it's also a card that are showing us, or that is showing us that it's important to stand up for our visions and ideas, just because we feel that we are not being listened to or nobody gets us. That's why nobody is asking for our opinion about anything, because they don't understand what we're saying, they don't understand what we're thinking about different themes in our lives. But that doesn't mean that we should not stand up for it, that we should not still keep to it. So this is about keeping to our visions and our ideas, the way we see and think about things, you know, our point of views. Okay, keep to them, defend them, but also know that it's a time where we feel difficulty figuring out what this is all about. So many things begin with the way we are perceiving things, or the way we are thinking about things. We are manifesting perhaps from pure awareness or pure consciousness, and there's definitely something here that is bringing us some kind of headache, and where we feel that no matter which direction we look into, it just doesn't make any sense. But it's because there's something that is recovering. There's something that needs to be brought to peace here. And maybe we can fix this mental problem by seeking our practical daily duties, and seeking to do something practical, assisting other people with their projects. Sometimes that is, I know that from own experience, that sometimes that could actually fix the way we see things. That can actually be a channel for us, a way out into the world with our ideas. So there is something here that demands practical work to switch this or turn this around, so that we can give birth to something new, that we can, not only for ourselves but also for other people. But we very much want to just be in our own cave here. It's like, screw the outer world. I don't care about my spiritual search. I'm restless, I want to get going, I don't care which direction I'm choosing here. But it's blocked. There's something that it's being blocked. The healer is being blocked in doing his or her job. And for some of you, you feel that maybe you don't have contact to a lot of people. Maybe you are in some kind of prison here. But you need to hold on to the way you see things, how they could heal. And so at this moment, you need to be very open to that birth could arrive, that birth actually could happen despite whatever your situation looks like. Okay? This is a moment of opening up to other possibilities, or to the fact that there are infinite possibilities. And that could be difficult sometimes, when we feel that we are in a locked situation, where we feel that absolutely no one gets what we are thinking or saying, and yet we still know that we are on point, we are on the right track. But it seems to be like something needs to change on a mental level here, to open our eyes and take stock of where we are, and do things, even though it may not be the easy way. We have 2-6 and 2-6, and also the dice, as I showed you before, is like 2-6. So there could be something about number 2 and number 6 that's important in your life at this point. But it needs to start with the way we think about ourselves, the way we choose our words, or the way we choose our social life here. Who is in your social life? Are there some persons there that shouldn't really be there because they don't get you? Maybe that resonates with someone out there. So it needs to start with a mental change, a frequency change in your consciousness. There's something we need to be more aware of. Perhaps we're not yet aware of our healing abilities here. Maybe we're not aware of that sometimes the solutions to our heartache, our difficulties in life, is really laying in our perception of that we don't have a lot to give. We always have something to give. And also from personal experience, it has been through my poorest years that my surroundings have been, or I have been called out to do something for someone else, even though I did not have my own place, I did not have my own home, I did not have money to give, I did not have things to give, and yet there was someone knocking at my door, and I found out, okay, yet I still have something to offer. So I think that is where this headache may be, that is what it's all about. Okay, so let's just have a look at a different card deck. Two of Swords. Yes, there is definitely something where we are conflicting here with our own minds. Your mind consists of water and air. It's about your feelings and your thinking patterns. How well do they go together? And again, back to Leo season. Now, if you do not see this reading during a Leo season, or just feel assured that you are seeing this whenever you need to hear this about becoming the star of your own life. But there's something here that is dueling, something here we do not understand. Maybe there is a higher frequency of consciousness that is trying to reach us. Now, there's been a lot of activity around the sun also lately, so there's a lot of information and wisdom coming in, and maybe that is just conflicting with how we see ourselves in the world. Yet Two of Swords, Two of Pentacles, that could be a reference to each other, that there's something here that we are dueling, something that we do not see, something we do not understand about self-sustainability. Then we have 3 cards coming out here, coming out together. Again, a Swords card, Ace of Swords. There is a request, is what I'm hearing here, to begin again, to start thinking more dynamically, or having a fresh aspect or perception of things, or even an aspect, something new, something fresh that will tune us into eternity or infinity. We need to change our thinking patterns here. It's highly recommended, and it's a request because it's up to ourselves. But for some of you are here that it's an order. It's an order. That could be something about cause and effect. I'm seeing Aquarius here also with the lightning here, something unexpected coming in to put it all into colors. You need to change your thinking patterns to be able to come back into colors, to see all the colors of life, to see the rainbow. Where was the card we had? To answer the call. And to be the star of your own life. We have Mother of Wands showing up here as well. So maybe you will meet a best friend energy, maybe it is your own life force energy foremost, where you need to cooperate with yourself, that you need to see your actions in the world in a new light. The Wands is a reference to all the fire signs. So the Mother Wands is a very kind energy. She's taking action on our behalf because she knows what is best for us. She is protecting our eggs. So with the snake here, something healing, something recovering. I'm also here discovering. But how well are you guarding your eggs? There's something about fertility here again. But at this point you are highly creative, and that's what you need to see. That's what you need to understand, that you have some kind of creative ability here, or the way you are going around things. The way you are taking action on things. And there is action also required here to understand your actions in a new way, or the talents, the gifts you have come with here to earth. How well are you guarding that? There are still more eggs here. There is still more to be born, to be given birth to. Okay? And then we have Nine of Wands. You need to walk the talk to create new beginnings in your life. Walk the talk. Okay? Walk it to the end. Follow through on this fertility, on these new beginnings. Follow through on it. No matter how many battles you need to take to arrive there, there are new beginnings here, the new moon. Maybe when you're watching this could be around the new moon in Leo, but there is definitely something about keep walking your talk. Follow through, standing up, showing up. Very much about showing up and taking action here on all of it. Right through the end. Then this birth will go, or it will be alright. Both the mother and the baby will be okay. Could be a project also in your life, perhaps. Bottom card, Five of Cups. Do not give up. Do not give up. There's a lot of fear right now going on. How should I proceed with this? Very much feelings in our caves. That we are feeling restless or reckless even. Make sure that that restlessness or that recklessness is not being carried out in the world. There's something that needs to change in our thinking patterns so that we can come out with our creative abilities here. And that will be many people asking for your presence here. Showing up with your clairvoyant abilities, your pragmatism, realism, all of it. You're coming out with all of it. So don't give up, but at this time there could be something fearful going on as well, where we're just about to give up. Can't we just tone back and do what we did before? It's something about the past here. No, we cannot. We need to proceed. We need to proceed. We need to do it despite whatever it may look like. And then also please remember that it's not you creating this communicational chaos. If you want peace, you need to be peace. So I would also say bite your tongue sometimes. That could be the best, and observe, reflect on who is around you and who needs to maybe go, be let go of. That is just keeping you in this position, okay? But don't give up at this time. There's a motorbike outside right now. Keep your engine going. Keep going your own way. Keep using your abilities here, because you haven't seen it all yet. You need to change the way you're thinking about your creative abilities, whatever that may be for you, or how you are showing up in the world with your life force energy. Okay, so let's pull some astrology cards And you can use these cards to tune into your own chart, of course. Remember that there are more links to basic astrology down below the video. Okay, so there's something going on with the 4th house, security and home and safety. It's about the moon, 4th house. Maybe it's about the 1st and 2nd house. Comfort zone meeting safety zone, moon and Venus. Maybe you want to go check out where you have your moon position. But the 4th house is about our roots. Back to the root chakra, right? It's back to our roots, our family. Where do we come from? How safe do we feel? How safe do you feel in your adult home? Maybe compared to how you were feeling in your childhood home. Safety. And also, of course, your sensitivity. And prior lifetimes maybe even. So if you don't feel that this resonates 100% with where you are right now, but there's even though there is something about it, but you can't really place it in this lifetime, maybe you need to do some regression to figure out whether this is maybe pointing back to either a place in the past in this lifetime that you just that you just can't remember, that you have been blocking that out, or maybe it's a blockage from a prior lifetime. And please take that seriously, because I see many people where their lives are not working out because they don't want to go back and really get to the root of it all, because maybe they are too fearful. Okay, but remember that 5 also represents change. So when we face our fears, we are also proceeding in life. We are dissolving our fears. We can move on. Okay, so the first card from this card deck that's coming out is about Star Brothers. I'm hearing someone out there that there is a brother that is very important to you. Something about your brother. This is Horus energy. Maybe God's eye, protection, loyalty, safety, and trust. And again, back to the 4th house here. So there might be something here about brothership and brothership. For some of you, you have something going on with a brother, or who feels like a brother for you, that is very positive, who could actually assist you with this, moving on from this. Or it could be that this brother is actually the core of all of this mess. So just trust where you are going, water your garden. Nourishment, body care, tenderness, and rest. And again, back to our physical bodies with the Pentacles cards. So take care of yourself out there. Again, back to the 4th house. Go back to maybe, your own home. Close your door if you can. We like to be very private here at the 4th house. So where do you feel at home at this moment? Where do you feel that is bringing you the right, could you say, the frames for your own peace? Where do you find rest? Again, there could be something fearful here. And so seek the water, because when we feel unease and there's a lot of unrest in our lives, it is about our physical, it's about our muscles and our bones connected with our water. And in our water, that's where we find our longings, our feelings, the soul, the dreams, deeper states of being. Let's see if there is some specific area of your life that this is pointing to. This moment, 1 card is out here. Okay, we have 2 cards out. So card number 23 So I feel very much that those of you who resonated with card number 23 from the I-Ching card deck, this is very much for you. You are feeling crossroads at this time. 2 plus 3 is 5, so there might be something here that you are fearing also, but that also brings great transformation. And when we have had that courthouse moment in our lives, I think that for most of us, we know how free we feel afterwards, that it's done, it's over, no matter how it came across or however, whatever the verdict, we can move on from that. We know the facts. Okay, so there's something about courthouse here. Maybe justice also, of course. And card number 18, child, or childhood dreams perhaps. Again, back to our home, 4th house, maybe 8 plus 8, that's 9, and maybe back to, I'm hearing for some of you back to the 90s. An Aqua song, the band Aqua, back from the 90s. Back to the 90s. So for some of you, this got something to do with something that is back to the 90s. Either the culture or the music or something, or maybe you were a child, you were born in the 90s, or your childhood was mainly in the 90s, or maybe you gave birth to a child back into the 90s. Something like that. Okay, so let's see what cosmic group we have with us here. The Horus energy here, something or someone is surveilling us at this time. There is a person or a community here that can support us for this 9 and 9, that will follow through on our creative abilities. Maybe something that we've had right from childhood that has not yet been given birth to here. Okay, someone will come in and assist us with that. I'm also hearing that some of you, this could be about, custody over your children, something to do with that. That has been going on for some while. Let's see what group is coming out here. And here we have card number 8, the Evens, coming out, assisting us in solving the mystery in our life, reading between the lines, and our intuition. Again, we have a new moon here and a full moon. Okay, but the Evens is actually about all the artifacts that has been found here on Earth. Proof that there is extraterrestrial life. Okay, so that could be a mystery, looking into stuff that doesn't really make sense to us, but where we need to look with our feelings. We need to get, there's a lot of air and earth here and fire, but not that much water. That may be why we need to tune into that fourth element, maybe the 4th element. Also here we have Capricorn energy and water again. So seek the water, because the water is lacking here. And that could be actually the entire problem for us, that when we are missing out on one or more elements, things start to go wrong or downhill, or however we want to call it. There is some kind of lack of stability in our lives. Okay, so let's see what the fairies can come up with here. A little advice from the fairies. I hope that you resonated with this reading, or just take with you what resonated and leave the rest behind. Let's just see what's coming out here. Okay, and here we have in nature, card number 16, connect with nature. Also back to the pentacles, could point to nature as well. Listening to your own heartbeat, your own drum. Only run as fast as your inner horse, your inner freedom horse, or the rabbit or the owl. I think that there's even a little pond here, right? The mirror, the reflection, there's some kind of wisdom reflection. Only take action on what is a direct reflection of your own inner wisdom. So spend as much time in nature as possible. And final advice, let's see what's coming out. And let's just pull some words here that you can use as mantras on how to proceed on all of this. Okay, so we have relationship, definitely. Could be for some of you out there that in relation to relationships that you feel that you are very much alone. Back to the 4th house, maybe you want to seek some more privacy at this time to figure out how to proceed after all of this. Maybe this has been some kind of fight. And we have patience. These 4 cards came out together, but just go with them however you feel they're resonating. Maybe patience on our ambitions, or there is something that needs to heal before we can move on with that. Perfectionism, yes, that is definitely something that Virgo knows something about. Doing everything perfectly sometimes in our materialistic world, that is very difficult to have everything perfect in our home or at our workplace. There are mistakes here that needs to be rectified. Okay, so perfectionism or mistakes, something about that. The last card came out of its own, and it's about striving. Again, back to 8 of Swords, you know, strive, keep proceeding with whatever it is that we are thinking about, how we are seeing things. Just because we're overlooked and overheard doesn't mean that we should not stick to our way of thinking and seeing things. It's just that sometimes we need to be a little more open also at the same time to other ways of proceeding. But I'm hearing don't lose head, or just because there's something about timing in things as well. And at this point it's important not to lose ourselves completely, yet at the same time we also need to open new doors, new ways of seeing ourselves, of perceiving ourselves, to find out why it is that we feel so much imprisoned, so badly misunderstood or overlooked. We need to have a look at that. Where does that come from? I feel that that is actually the main point. That is the door, that is the portal to try to figure out why the situation is the way it is. If it has something to do with the way we see ourselves in the world. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But here there is an underlining of please change your perception, because that could be the worst blockage for you. And for some of you out there, it's about your relationship, relationships. Yeah, it only says relationship. Okay, so let's stick to, there is one relationship on the 8 of Swords card that should not be there, that is giving you this kind of hardship. And maybe this is built on someone making a mistake, someone who's trying to be too perfect, striving for perfectionism, that is ruining it all, that is being too ambitious at this point. There's something where we need to go into our own space. And back to also that this group I'm reading for is actually about seeking your roots, seeking comfort in your own body. there's something that is lacking here. You need to figure that out. And then change your words perhaps, or you will find that when you start to tune into your feelings and start to try to figure out what this is about, the entire focus that you have a focus point on that will be the portal. Okay, so having the courage to start dealing with this will actually start to open up new possibilities for you. Okay, it's like taking the first step. Okay, but remember also that 2 and 6 of Pentacles, very important here, that sometimes we have misunderstood that just because we don't have money enough for makeup or a hairdresser's visit or something else, or new clothes, doesn't mean that we don't have something to give. Maybe we still have a lot to give. So there's something about changing perception of our money situation or our entire materialistic situation as well here. Okay, so that was what I had for group 1. Thank you so much for tuning in and stopping by. I hope that this has resonated and that it at least has inspired you to dive deeper into more of this. But remember, it's about the red color, first chakra, and the telephone, about communication. Okay, so thank you so much. I hope I see you next time. Take great care of there, and bye for now. And welcome back to those of you who chose to go with the second reading here, the charms. I'll just show you them next time. I actually afterwards found that there was a piece of amethyst out as well. I just didn't notice. So for some of you, amethyst is very important, maybe Piscean energy, or finding peace in life, or where you are at right now, that you are finding more peace in your life, that there are solutions showing up for you, that there is an all-around healing. Also, I saw this, or that was showing up for me just before I was tuning into your reading. So I feel urged to pull a card from here, just as an overall energy, and a beautiful card. Actually, the card deck looks like this on all the cards. So let's have a look at what that's about. Number 35, ancestral lineages. Okay, so just bear that in mind throughout the reading, that could be important for some of you. Let's just pull it over here in the background. Maybe we'll have some ancestors come in and bring something to the reading as well. Okay, so let's pull some Greek gods to see what's coming up here. What is showing up at this moment? What kind of Greek gods energies could we tune into at this moment that would be beneficial for us? Let's have a look at the card coming out. And here we have Epimetheus. Epimetheus is coming out here to talk about carelessness. Okay? The wind of change, so something that I hear, or something where we are bound to something, maybe back to our ancestral lineage. We are always connected. We are bound to do something in this life that has very much something to do with maybe where we come from. So maybe some of you want to have a look into your family tree to understand some of your forebears better. See if you can dig up some kind of information about their life. But Epimetheus is about carelessness, and in this book, Greek mythology, reading cards here, the book that follows this card deck, it says this card describes a situation in which someone may have acted foolishly or without thinking. Perhaps you or another person are reflecting after a regrettable event, a case of act in haste, repent at leisure. After the creation of the world, Epimetheus was supposed to give a positive characteristic to each of the newly created animals. However, he didn't plan or think ahead, so he had run out of beneficial traits by the time it came to giving something positive to the human race. Had he thought about it, he might have distributed the talents more evenly. He also ignored warnings about Pandora and accepted a gift from her which released terrible afflictions on humankind. He was confounded by her beauty and lost the ability to be cautious. Epimetheus became associated with imprudence and afterthought, or someone who acts first, then thinks later. If this card represents your future, do try to think before you act now. And I would just like to show you this, that I've actually put these items, these charms, on a box. You can see that the lid is here. So maybe there is something about that as well. Pandora kicking in, Pandora's box is open. What is coming out? Okay, let's have a look. And let's pull a card on our hearts right now, because the heart is the most important organ in our body, and it is resonating with frequency, sound, vibration. So it is the most important organ in our body. So tune into your physical bodies at this moment. Do you feel that there is a lack of harmony, or do you feel that some place in all of it you've just gotten stuck? Or maybe sometimes you feel that things are happening too fast, and sometimes it's just moving too slowly. Where is your, I would say, departure of harmony right now at this moment? So perhaps lack of the same. So let's pull a card on our hearts. I'm doing this reading as we are in Leo season, but just trust that whenever you come across this reading, it is the right time for you. And also Leo is about becoming the most important person in our own life, becoming the star of our own life. So let's see what card is coming out here. We have card number 20. Card number 20 is saying, don't give up on love. And it's also saying, what do you desire? That's the question. What do you actually desire? It's like a 2.0 situation we're in. Maybe some kind of, it's a time where we are doing a lot of reflection perhaps. This person is watching her heart outside of herself as well, but it's through the window. So it's about reflection on that what is going on out here is actually a reflection of what's going on in here. So let's just pull an oracle card before we are going into the tarot. Okay. We have music coming out here. Your connection to music is healing for yourself and others. Very important. Again, frequency, sounds. What kind of music are you listening to? Let's just pull another card. And flowers seem to be. So it's about your senses here. Working with flowers opens your heart and brings blessings to others through your life purpose. Okay. And I feel urged to just pull one last card here. And we have author. So maybe someone of you are composing music, or you're writing about flowers, or you've been thinking about doing it. You have a book inside of you that wishes to be expressed. Make the time to write it. Again, all of these cards are something about reflection, something that there was a lack of over here, that we need to give it some thought on how it is we want to proceed with all of this before we just rush into it. And maybe this is an ancestral thing for some of you. Maybe you hear all the time that one of your parents is saying, oh my God, you're just like your grandfather, like your grandmother, or my great grandmother, or someone like that, or my auntie this and my uncle that. They did the same thing, right? They just rushed through it, and but give it some thought. Is there something here that you've overlooked? Don't give up on what you feel resonates with you. Don't give up on your own harmony, on what you perceive as harmony. We have the Devil card. Yeah, stay on track. Card number 15. Major energy. So for some of you, you find that at this point there are many. This is Capricorn and Aries energy. So maybe at this point you feel that there is someone coming in to offer you something, and that would quickly get you off your road or your track, but it would bring money to you in like a flash of flashes. Or it will bring you something in your life that you have been thinking about, or something, or just offering something that immediately you would think, yeah, that would really feel good and great, and that would remove all my hard work. You need to stay on track right now to keep lifting those stones of wisdom on your path, being led before you. Okay, this is about learning lessons in life and not looking to the left and the right as you move along. You need to look just straight ahead and get the job done. Be your own leader. Take responsibility, be ambitious, and don't listen to whatever is being offered to you. You need to stay on your path here. Do everything it takes, and it takes a lot of energy here, a lot of effort. But with Capricorn in the background here, having done your work, you also heading into a direction where there is, it's like the promised land. Okay, you are moving to something that is really supporting your life force energy, but there's a lot of work that needs to be done. This is about taking action on things and put all your life force energy into it to get the job done. Because when you do that, and for some of you, you're moving away from something here, taking this so seriously that you're taking all of it with you, like you're removing all of your energy from behind this mountain, the other side of the mountain, and bringing new energy in with you into the other side of the mountain. And Capricorn is the animal that seems to have the ability to go places where other people cannot go. You know stuff about this where other people cannot do this in their life, but you can if you hold on and you think about yourself. Okay? Sometimes we need to be very selfish, constructive narcissistic, I would call it here, because sometimes there is something for us that we need to do that no one else can do, but it's for us to do it. And if we don't take that seriously, we're not developing. So there's something about putting all your life force energy into this to get the job done, to be the leader of your own life. At the bottom of the card deck, we have here the Hierophant, card number 5 in reverse, talking about that you are removing yourself from some kind of an entourage that you don't need to have with you anymore, that you are moving out of traditions, environments that seem to control you, that is some kind where there's some kind of tyranny going on. You're removing yourself from that because you don't feel that there's any inspiration there. Now you are moving on in your own direction to turn this card around in its normal upright position, to find that you are heavenly, cosmically guided. You see the light at the end of the tunnel, but this is really, first of all, removing yourself from someone wanting to take charge. You know you need to do that yourself. You need to take charge yourself. So you are removing yourself from all of this. Okay, let's put it down here. 5, number of change. We have 15, another 5 here. Maybe the 10th or the 15th or the 5th could be important for some of you. I hear dates. So these dates are important for some of you out there. Let's just pull some extra tarot and see where to go. Yeah, you're moving up like 2.0. Let's see, one card is coming out here. Be careful not to slip. I'm hearing these cards a little bit slippery, so be careful not to slip. Keep following the light. Keep staying on your path, no matter how many people or interesting things you see here or places you go that could make you stop. You must go. You must follow through. Okay? You must not fall into that trap, the devil, which is perhaps our own inner vanity talking to us or getting too loud sometimes. Do not allow it to get off your track. For some of you are here that humming is something that will bring you through. You know, maybe you're just like humming your way through your life, and that is actually a very brilliant thing to do, because it's sometimes just the little things, the small vibrations that actually keep us to where we are meant to be and where we want to be. And this is where you're moving to, a place you want to be. There's a lot of will in this, also willpower. Okay. So let's have a look at this card deck. We have, first of all, 5 of coins. Yes, maybe you need to leave some stuff behind, furnitures, different things that you cannot bring with you into this new life. Okay, some of you will find that the structures of your life, money, accommodation, job situation, maybe even in your bodies, you find that there's something here that's really, it's really tiring you up here. There's something where you become very tired and where you need to take care of your body. We have Mars here, pointing to 10 of Wands perhaps, but you need to, and the Devil card, you need to get going here, even though you may be losing a lot on these on this materialistic account perhaps. Next card out, 6 of Cups, because your dreams are waiting for you. Everything, and maybe something about memories or the past also is important to you, but here it is also your dreams. And I'm hearing dreams for your life, that you need to let something go to be able, you know, in the physical world, we need to let something go so that we can tune into what it is that we really truthfully want in our life. What is it that we're dreaming about? Again, the materialistic stuff out here is sometimes a reflection of what's going on in our inner frequencies. Okay, so something is sometimes holding us back when we put too much importance in the outer world. That keeps us away from our dreams, to realize our dreams. Okay, the 2 last cards coming out here, coming out together. We have Page of Wands, so get ready for something exciting, something completely unexpected here also. That is the next card from Ten of Wands. That would be the Page of Wands. So something unexpected is coming out of this journey. And maybe this dream, you've always almost given up on it because this environment has been so hard for you to live through and to survive from, that you've almost been giving up on your dreams because you haven't had the money or you haven't had the time or something like that. But all of that now is falling away. And you really need to just keep on to what you have here. Keep your eyes on what you have and not on what you've lost. Because your dreams are kicking in right now quite unexpectedly. Maybe you will hear some kind of news from someone. Someone will show up in your life, or this will just be the energy orb flying or making a fire through your life right now, a burst of energy coming in here. And then we have the Ace of Swords, pointing to new beginnings, new understandings, new communication even. There's someone coming in here who wants communication, maybe someone from the past or someone who can assist you in realizing your dreams. Because right now maybe you don't have the money, if that's what you need to realize your dreams, to manifest them. There's someone coming in here who wants to talk to you again. Or maybe it's just a refound energy, life force energy within yourself, a creativity that has come back to you from the past quite unexpectedly, wanting to communicate something new with you, that now you are changing the way you are seeing yourself in this. You start to understand why that could not be in the past, or if it's a person coming back into your life very suddenly, very unexpectedly, with an explanation, you start to see clearly now. You see that relationship in a different light, in a different understanding. Okay, bottom of the card deck we have Knight of Coins, which means that right now it's time for more authority in your own life, taking charge. But also remember to do some kind of reflection here, not to just proceed without care. And at the same time I'm hearing swiftly that there's something here, because there are 2 parties, 3 parties here. Something needs to go swiftly as well. This is a very fast, swift energy. In your communication skills and in your life force energy, in taking action on things, that's where things are moving. And then we have 2 feminine cards up here, masculine down here, but feminine energies in here. So some of this could be, I'm hearing swift. So even though we cannot rush into things here, we need to give it some kind of thought. That's okay, but at the same time we cannot stop proceeding. We should not stop taking action. Even though we cannot just fly into it, we can do something still. So don't hold back on taking action on things, but proceed with care and caution. It is possible to move through the world with that. It is possible to do something in the world, even though we cannot do it like this. Okay, so Knight of Coins, taking your authority back to yourself, beginning to be more authoritarian in your life, more self-confident as you're saddling up your horse. The Knight of Coins is working slowly, but he is assuring you that there will be abundance in the longer run. There definitely will be. Okay. So also taking charge of your structures in life. How do you see your money situation? How do you see your work life? How do you see yourself in the world? Where do you want to be in the world? Taking more charge on that. But to gain some, sometimes we need to lose some. So also with Mars here, take charge and leadership on what you no longer need to have with you in your life, and guard what you do need to take with you, okay, to assure this dream come true. And the next bottom card is the Magician, right? Okay, so there is definitely a new life ahead, around the corner. Let's pull some astrology cards to see what's showing up here, and you can use these cards to check in on your own chart if you want to know more about why things are the way they are in your life right now. It's always a good idea to check our charts out. We have a house card and a planet card. So the 12th house seemed to be of great importance here. Yeah, things are being resolved. This is the area of your life that is overwhelming, and you yield to a greater cause or power, okay? And the other card is a planet card. Let's put them over here together so that we don't miss the ancestral lineage line back here, okay? Yeah, someone wants to be seen here, okay? So maybe someone you have forgotten in your lineage, maybe you're dreaming about that person, or you're feeling, foremost you are feeling that person. This is the empath showing up here, and everything that is beneficial, you know, that we just do things because we can. We are giving things up for a greater cause. What are we, it's like disclosure. What are we done with? It's the last house of the zodiac, so what are we done with? So there could be a lot of resolutions here, a lot of dissolving stuff going on as well, finding our peace and finding our true home. It's like the bigger home here, as we are, maybe some of you want to just live in a small tree house, or some of you want to live in your mobile home or something like that. Being more on the road seems to be an issue for some of you out there. And then the planet card is referring to us and how we are showing up right now. We're showing up as Saturn. Back to the Knight of Coins. We are beginning to tune into Saturn, that there are limits that should be respected, that there are definitely more responsibility that should be taken here, seriousness, ambitions, and also crossroads, destiny kicking in. It's time. This cannot wait anymore. 10 of Wands, the number 10 could be a reference to the 10th house where we have Capricorn and Saturn ruling. So something about your life purpose back to the flowers here. There's something you need to learn here, lessons to be learned, maybe through the walk of life with Dire Straits. Maybe that's some kind of music you need to tune into. That's definitely what I'm hearing here, the walk of life. And also to challenge yourself a little bit here, to stay on the path even though it's unknown, but where Saturn is teaching you about personal limitations, whether they are illusionary or they are realistic. There's a high degree of realism here. Be realistic, open your eyes, see what it is that is being put up in front of you on your path. That is the way for you to go. And don't give up. Your dreams are kicking in now, the dreams of your life, or something from the past that you could not resolve. There is resolution on that now. There are solutions finding their way through with the water. The water is kicking in where the other elements cannot seem to come. So very emotional at this point, but also where you might want to work with people who are in prison or in a hospital or in a hospice. Someone who's checking out from the world to, that's where, lend a hand. do that because there is something healing about doing that in your life, and that is bringing you back to your purpose. You are the living purpose of your life here. Okay, you are on track, you are on time. Beautiful. Don't give up. Don't give up. Someone told me once, never give up. I have not reached my destination yet, and now it's been like 12 or 13 years since that person told me not to give up, and I'm still not giving up. Okay, so stay the course. Take stock of where you are. If you don't know what your ambitions are at this time, make a plan, make an agenda, write it down. Where is it that you are seeing your goals? Because you are reaching your goals here. And you are becoming very wise. So from this path, this journey, you will learn a lot. And during this travel or voyage that you are moving on right now, whether it's physical or a spiritual one, you will learn your lesson, because you will pick up the stones of wisdom as you go along, as you tackle along. That will be a learning in itself to stay on the track for some of you. Okay, so check out your 12th house and your Saturn position. Saturn is extremely important in our life because it's showing us where we need to take more responsibility. So have a checkup on your Saturn and how far you have come to set your goals into motion. That's what I'm hearing here, your goals into motion. Be your life purpose, be your goals, be your ambitions. Okay. Maybe that was pointing to our ancestral lineages over here, but let's have a look at these two cards coming out together. Sword of Light and Sword of Communication, I would like to say, or at here. Sword of Light is saying divine protection, quartz cut, breakthrough energy, and crown chakra upgrade, divine connection, holy experiences, miraculous energy. And what is magic and adventure and miracles? They are really the substance of life. They are the substances of life. We have just moved away from that, trying to strive for something we thought was important in perhaps the outer world. It's not. Okay, so we are magic ourselves. We are miracles ourselves, because that's the entire substance of life itself. Okay, so there's something here that we begin to understand now. We are beginning to speak the language of the peace dove here. We are beginning to understand something on or seeing ourselves in a different light. Okay, let's put them over here. A lot of light. And again, the sword here, something, we're having a breakthrough here because we're cutting something off here on the other side of the mountain. And then we have soul star activation. Merkaba could be important for some of you. The 8-pointed star, fulfilling soul contracts, remembering who you are. Maybe the eagle as well. Okay, remembering who you are. Taking back your power, moving yourself out of this, maybe the carelessness, or the maybe Epimetheus is the leader of this pack, and now you need to be the leader of your own pack. You're finding your own pack, but this is perhaps the leader of this pack that you are leaving now, that has been reckless with your time and your money, something like that. Let's pull a card to see if there is a direct reference to an area of our lives. Just need the camera to come back on track. Come back to yourself. Align yourself with your own harmony. Number 2 is coming out, main female, the red rose or the white rose, everything between heaven and earth. You are working with mortality and immortality, okay? And I'm also hearing here, I see dead people, like with the movie with Bruce Willis, like The Sixth Sense, I think it was, like you are seeing dead people, or you are connecting with this ancestral lineage here. Maybe you are tuning into a very powerful female ancestor who's coming through now to talk to you, okay? And then we have card number 32. That could be despair, and for some of you this is about your working situation. No one is looking for someone like you with your profession. Isn't that just very typical when we work with everything that we call the alternative issues, right? Then we feel no one is asking for us in the normal society. So these cards did not come out together, but if you want to read them together, you just do that. But there is something about you now standing out as being self-sufficient here, or doing your own work. You will find that maybe you will not have a lot of money because not many people will ask for your abilities, but that's because you are in between platforms right now. You are adjusting to something new to come, and while we're leaving the old behind and we are not yet in the new, we cannot expect to have found our specific place in society, or when we are just trying to redo something in our life or rewrite our purpose or our goals. There will be a moment in time for restructuring. Saturn is about structure also, and while we are doing this restructuring stuff and while that is going on, it's very difficult for us to maybe find that, well, where's the new place I want to stay? I can't afford that house, I can't afford that apartment, I barely have enough money for feeding myself. But it's because we are leaving the old society behind, the old structures behind, and coming into something new. Okay, 3 + 2 is also 5. 5 of Pentacles here. I just put that down here. I didn't notice. So there's something about that with job situation, or you're leaving that. Perhaps this is about your job situation, because Saturn in the 10th house could be about our career in life. So maybe this is pointing to your career, where you're standing out as someone who is working independently, who's working for yourself. And in that process, you need to maybe say goodbye to free car, free phone, more bonuses, Christmas presents, and all of that that you have been used to receiving from your workplace, right? That's definitely for some of you. So while you're finding your own legs here, riding out in more authoritarianism, you need to do some kind of restructure. In that process, we can feel that we're losing a lot, but trust me, you are really not. There will come new benefits into your life. You will open your arms to new specific stuff that you thought in your old life you didn't need, but that was really what you needed, and you're receiving that now. Or in the longer run here. And maybe you want to write about this journey when you have how that came about for you, all of this. Okay, so we have some cosmic groups that want to come in to communicate with you. Sirius, that is our grandfathers, grandmothers, responsibilities, lessons growing up. Exactly, that is Saturn energies, and do not give up. Do not give up here. There are just some lessons in this, and you are developing from this. You are expanding on your life from this, okay? Maybe you will not become a billionaire, no, but maybe you will feel like a billionaire when it comes to how you feel, and maybe you will find out that that is way more valuable than hardcore materialism. We have two groups coming out here together, card number 3 and number 12. Actually, number 12, back to the 12th house, mantis beings, very much about Piscean energies, because they're talking about the great enigma, the great mystery. Let's see, yeah. the empath or being enormously sensitive. Alpha draconians, corrupt, unethical, and cults. I feel very much that that's what you are leaving right now, and you are becoming an empath because you have learned something from that. You are quite the opposite here. That's why you need to leave. Okay, and it's a bit of you're too sensitive to be there, and right now you're also very sensitive to everything that is corrupt, or every kind of person you meet who is corrupt, or any kind of cult. You are very sensitive towards that, but I feel that you are the empath here. Okay, so take it with you however it resonates with you. Okay. So let's pull a card from, actually I chose these cards, these card decks before I pulled the charms. You saw the charms that I was pulling. Okay, so I did not know that this would have to be something to do with our ancestral lineage, but here I'm just gonna pick a, I have chosen the card deck Messages from Heaven, so they go very much well in hand with ancestral lineage. So let's see what your personal guides have, or that those people who are now resurrecting in your life. Some of them are saying card number 12, back to the 12th house. We understand that sometimes you may feel alone, but we are always here. Then we have two cards coming out. Explore new ventures, move forward with confidence, we are with you. 10 of Wands. Proceed, okay? Proceed with care and caution, but don't stop moving. Don't stop moving. It came out with this card, card number 8. We have fun and you too must enjoy yourself. Exactly. The boat has arrived. It's coming to your shore. Okay? So let's just pull three last cards here. Which portal is opening to you right now? Go with the picture that resonates with you the most. Begin here. Do not fear what travel brings, my dear. The moment is yours. Begin now here. Put it up here. Next card out. Heart healing. Morning now has had its time. Do not pay it a single dime. Emerge from the darkness. A new day starts. Let lights embrace the healing heart. And maybe some of you want to check out reading number 1, because that was about the recovering heart. The last card out here, the last portal to move through now. 3 of Cups. A toast to friendship in the afternoon sun. 3 cups in happiness. 3 cheers are done. And remember that also we had 3 persons on the card with Epimetheus, right? With Epimetheus here and the wind. We have a lot of light here as well. So these are the 3 portals that I see that you are moving through right now, or that you will be moving through before long. So I'm wishing you all the best out there. Thank you so much for tuning in and stopping by. I hope that you at least have been inspired to dive deeper into more of this, whether it's in the tarot and the 4 elements, or maybe through the astrology, maybe the colors or the numbers. Take great care of yourselves out there. I'm wishing you all the best. I hope to see you again next time. Until then, take great care of yourselves, and bye for now.